Today we're going to look at how to create some background color for your text. So first you're going to open a layer and you're going to put whatever you want on that to be the background of your layer. And then we're going to get the artistic text tool and we're going to draw some text or write some text. Now I'm going to do some things wrong to show you some issues you can run into first. So what we want to do is we want to create a selection box, and then when we go to try and put the color on the background here, nothing happens. Why is that? Let's deselect this and right click and rasterize. Now let's get the selection box, and then we'll get the flood tool, the paint bucket tool, and you'll notice here it didn't fill it all the way in. The reason for this is look up here at your tolerance, and you'll see my tolerance is less than 100%. So to fill it all the way in, we're going to jack that up to 100%, and then we're going to, and it fills it all in. We're going to use it and fill it all in. Now let's deselect. Let's just going to Control Z out all this. And I want to show you something. You notice my color, foreground, background color has no color here. So if you were to go try and select a color for your flood tool here, go here and say, you'll notice that turns your whole picture that color. That's not what we want. So let's Control Z, get out of this, and let's grab our selection tool here, right click, come down here and rasterize. Now let's try. And we have the color selected we want for our background. We'll go grab the flood tool or paint bucket tool, and there we go. And notice you can apply FX to that. So let's get our text layer. Let's go to FX, outline. And let's crank that radius up. And you'll notice here we have the text outline. We could put a 3D on it as well. And there we go. You'll notice that the FX did not affect the selection box at all. And that's important because I'm going to show you another method of doing this that it's not going to work like that. So let's go to here, and we're going to just use the text by itself to add a background. We're going to grab our artistic text tool, and let's shrink this up a little bit. Control 0 to center everything up. And for this one here, we want to just use the text itself for the background. So what we can do is we can open up our character panel, and you'll notice here the background has no color. Background has the line through it, no color. So we can select a color. Let's make that a little bit lighter. And there's our color. We now have a background color. Now we can switch between, on this background color, we can switch between slider wheel, or we can use just the sliders to adjust that. So whatever you want to do. And we can also change the color of the individual characters. Go back to our artistic text tool, select the character, go up here, let's grab our color wheel again, and let's change that one to that, and we'll grab this one and we'll change that one. Let's go to blue, and we'll we'll grab this one. We'll change that color to, say, green. Okay. So now we have different colors. Notice when I go to create FX on it, how it's going to affect the entire background and everything. So it's red, and let's jack that radius up. And notice it's putting it on the entire background there. If we were to go to 3D here and jack that radius up, notice that it's treating. In other words, it's because the text itself is the background. It's applying it to it all because it's treating the background as text. Okay, so let's Control Z out of this. Now we can convert this to curves, so we can break them apart, and we can do that two ways. Make sure we have our selection tool, and make sure our text layer is selected. We can come up here. If you have a laptop like I do, it gives you a small screen. You might need to click this little icon here to find it. We can convert the curves here, or we can right click and convert the curves. And notice what happens when you do that. Your text becomes individual layers. Each letter becomes an individual layer. Each background becomes an individual layer. Now at this point you can't manipulate the text with the artistic text tool anymore. But what you can do is start moving stuff around. So we want to grab, let's say you want to move the T and the background. So what we're going to do is we're going to select them both, we'll right click, and we're going to group. And now we'll get our selection tool here and we can move that. Or we can manipulate text. Let's go ahead and group these two. And let's get our node tool. And we can, well, actually, let's move it out first. Whoop. Let's grab the whole group here. Okay, now let's move it out. Grab our node tool. And we can do things to our text. We can do whatever you want to it. So that's how to use the text itself to make your background, or to use a selection box to make your background, and to convert the curves, move things around. And if this has helped you, how about leaving a like, subscribe, leave a comment. You have a good day.